It's a beautiful thing. Change. Embrace it, and your business can improve our climate. Give more people a place to call home. Inspire a global workforce to be a force of innovation and growth. And help reduce food waste and combat hunger. See how the value we bring to your business can create more value in our world. Accenture, let there be change.
Accenture helps the real me to absolutely shine. And I'm so glad that I work in a place where I can freely express myself and be proud of who I am.
I have access to tools and training that help me overcome challenges at work. I am excited to have opportunities to showcase my talents and skills every day.
As a working mom, Accenture helps me balance my time between family and work. I feel empowered and in control of my career and personal life.
The learning opportunities we have are incredible. I can constantly learn and build new skills that prepare me for a future.
I love how in Accenture I can customize my trainings based on my roles, interests, and passion. Really helps me steer my career in the right direction.
I know that my well-being is as important to Accenture as it is to me. Learning resources like Thriving Mind help me take better care of myself. I am not just growing as an employee, but also as a person.
Ladies and gentlemen, opening prayer and the national anthem of the Philippines. Father, praise you for this event and your purpose for it. We know that when we gather together, you always have a divine agenda. We love you for that, Father, that even when we have done what you have asked, the results are so much greater than we ever could have imagined. In failed attempts, you blow us away with your faithfulness to provide what we need. Our prayer today is that your will be done through this event. Take what we have prepared and multiply our efforts as only you can. Steer our intentions to align with your righteous will. Remind us of your faithful provision when our efforts fail us or fall short. May all glory go up to you when you reach the finish line and climb over benchmarks. Blanket us with your peace today, Father. Keep us physically safe and guard our hearts and minds from pride and selfishness. Keep love at the forefront of our minds today and the guiding light for all we set out to accomplish and celebrate. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiging sa sinakalan, alam ng puso sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuyagan ang magiting, sa mandulubing, di ka masisigil, sa nagtatagtulog sa simoy at sa langit mo pangaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa paglayang minamahal, ang saklang matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iibig, ang ituwing at araw niya kailan ang hindi magtitingin, lumanang araw ng warhabit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo, ang hindi kaya ng pagkay mga aking, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to HIMSCON PH 2022. My name is Shyla, and I will be your host for this morning. I see a lot of familiar names on the chat and the participants as well. Thank you so much for joining us this year. Last year has been really interesting, and I promise you that this year will even be more interesting because the HIMAP team has been preparing for months, really working hard to make this happen for everybody this morning. Please let us know via the chat where you guys are joining us from. If you're joining us from, say, Makati, if you're joining us from other parts of the Philippines, that would be great. Just type it in the chat so I don't feel so alone this morning. If you also can, because we are recording this whole session, if you can maybe turn on your cameras, just show us the cup of coffee that you already have with you, or maybe, a meal that you already have. Like Carlo Villanueva is joining us all the way from Laguna. Hello to you. So thank you so much. Keep putting it in the chat so that way we feel like, we really are in a face-to-face conference. We have a packed morning. Oh, it's somebody. Oh, Vince Remo, our president, is joining us all the way from Batangas as well. Ron Reyes is from Parañaque, not too far away. Cainta, Rizal. Beautiful to see that we're seeing people coming from different parts of the metro. Jen Torres is joining us from Mandaluyong as well. Our speaker for later, our breakout, watch out for that. We've got some really interesting breakout sessions happening that you guys can choose to join. We have 2 breakout sessions, 6 rather, and then we do it 2 at a time. Very, very exciting. Speaker Teddy Verbosa is also here. He's joining us from Quezon City. Hello, see, I love it. I feel like we're together. So if you have any comments, feel free to put that down on the comment section as well. Judy is joining us from McKinley, a stone's throw away from where we are. So very, very excited to have you all this morning. But I'm sure it's not lost on us that you are here with us this morning, and we really, really appreciate you spending your morning with us. So I won't take a long time with you today because, like I said, we do have a packed morning. You will have a lot of things to look forward to. So don't forget to have your water, your coffee, your breakfast, right there with you. You can eat, you can drink while all these things are happening. So let me call on our first speaker for this morning. He is the president of the Healthcare Information Management Association of the Philippines. Let's all welcome and listen in to our president, Mr. Vincent Remo.
Good morning and welcome to HIMSCON.ph 2022. This event is co-presented by the Department of Information and Communications Technology. Thank you, DICT, for always supporting HIMAP. Thank you as well to all our other sponsors. This year, we have 2 titanium sponsors, 2 gold sponsors, 2 silver sponsors, 3 bronze sponsors, and 5 minor sponsors. We also have a separate set of sponsors for our HIMAP awards. You may have seen the complete list and logos of our sponsors in all our pre-event announcements and in the HIMAP website as well. Again, we would like to thank you, our dear sponsors, for always being there to support HIMAP. This year's event is again organized by the HIMAP Marketing and Events Committee, supported by the HIMAP Board of Trustees. I would like to acknowledge the presence of our Board of Trustees, and at this point, I'd like to request them to turn on their videos for the audience to recognize them. You will see our hardworking BOTs in action later on in the different sessions throughout the conference. Thank you, our dear BOTs, for your unwavering support. And of course, I'd like to acknowledge the HIMAP Marketing and Events Committee, headed by 2 BOTs, co-chaired by Gail and Lara, and ably assisted by JL, and our Secretariat, Cherry and Kathy. Thank you for all the hard work, for all the effort and dedication to make this event possible. You may turn on your videos and wave at the camera. Okay. Well, as you know, HIMSCON is the annual flagship event of HIMAP. The theme of the conference this year is HIMS Reimagined. What do we mean by that? Let us recall what happened to the HIMS subsector amidst the pandemic. In 2020, we saw how the Philippine HIMS players pivoted, persisted, and prospered amidst the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2021, we have seen the industry grow to 156,000 FTEs, making it a $3.3 billion industry. The HIMS subsector remained resilient while challenging the changing times. This year in 2022, somehow we are slowly getting back to the pre-pandemic state. And in our journey towards the new normal, there was a compelling need to offer something new or something better. We had to be extra creative to ensure that our clients are kept satisfied, that healthcare information management services is delivered the way it's meant to be. And so we've seen new and improved delivery models. The words remote and virtual were added to most of the existing services. We've also seen new services that require an entirely new breed of talents. We have seen new IT solutions in aid of automation, all of which resulted to an overall improvement with the way HIMS services are delivered. HIMS players in the Philippines are definitely moving up the value chain by challenging the status quo and by being at pace with this ever-evolving industry. This is HIMS Reimagined. And the timing is perfect. The IT-BPM sector, through the efforts of IBPAP and subsector organizations, including HIMAP, has just announced Roadmap 2028, targeting to grow the IT-BPM industry to roughly double its size as of 2021, to make it a $59 billion industry, creating 1.1 million new jobs, bringing the total to 2.5 million jobs generated for the country by the year 2028. And these are just direct jobs. The so-called multiplier effect is not yet part of these figures. And I said the timing is perfect because alongside the new targets set by the industry, we see that the wind is blowing our way, specifically in the HIMS subsector. And in this year's HIMSCON, we will recognize the opportunities and the challenges that go with them. And there will be sessions for us to learn how to explore opportunities and how to face these challenges head on. This is all in the hope that by doing what we do best, we as a subsector will have a much notable contribution to the achievement of Roadmap 2028. In the tradition of HIMSCON, there will be something for everybody. There will be sessions related to business, sessions about talent, about capability and capacity building, and to balance things out, there would be sessions about technology, which, as we know, is the critical enabler of our subsector. Our HIMSCON chair, Gail, will share with you what to expect in this 2-day virtual and 1-day face-to-face conference. But let me tell you in advance, HIMSCON 2022 will definitely be another one for the books. So don't miss anything in this 3-day conference. It is my hope that you will join us for 3 days and that you will find value with what HIMAP has prepared for you. Once again, welcome to HIMSCON.ph 2022, HIMS Reimagined. Have a great conference, everyone. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Vince Remo. Well, he already told us who is going to be up next, and I know she's already here with us. She is going to talk about what to expect from HIMSCON 2022 and the 2022 conference theme. Let's welcome the Vice President of the Healthcare Information Management Association of the Philippines, or as we know it, HIMAP, and she's also the chair of HIMSCON PH 2022. Let's say hi to her. Let's have a listen. Ms. Gail Macapagat.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Shaila, and thank you, Vince. Welcome to HIMSCON.ph 2022 with the theme HIMS Reimagined. Our HIMA President, Vince, already outlined what our conference theme is all about. And as a side note, earlier this year, several HIMAP member companies, together with DTI-EMB and DTI-BOI, as well as the DICT team, attended the Global HIMS Conference in Orlando. And the theme was Reimagining Health. And then we thought that while we were just reimagining health at the start of the year, we in the Philippines have gone past just reimagining. And we have, in fact, already reimagined our sector way in advance of our counterparts outside the country. Proof of that are the topics that we have in store for you today, the speakers that are experts in their respective fields, and the overwhelming support of government, especially the DICT. Let me thank our platinum sponsors. Thank you, Accenture. Thank you, Evolent Health, powered by Genfinity. Our gold sponsors, Conduent and Legato. Our silver sponsors, Shearwater Health and ADEC Innovations. Our bronze sponsors, Converge Business, Highbrain, and Point West. Our minor sponsors, Eastern Communications, Lead Shoe, and MedStar Philippines. Thank you as well to our first HIMAP Award sponsors, Connects Global Solutions, JBW, Stay Well, Accenture, Optum, telehealth, and of course, DynaQuest. And most of all, thank you to the Department of Information Communications Technology for being our co-presenter. Thank you, DICT IIDB, for your support through the years. Today, the HIMS Roadmap 2028 will be presented by the Everest Group, and it will highlight our 6-year industry journey. The roadmap will also be turned over to HIMAP on day 3 during our face-to-face event. The Accenture Plenary Talk will highlight the evolving technology requirements and rising global demands for healthcare IT solutions and services. We will have breakout sessions related to health IT, e-health, and wellness. Our panel discussions, as in the previous years, will surely be thought-provoking and will be talked about even after the conference. We will talk about technology, smart hospitals, connectivity, universal healthcare law, HIMS business opportunities, and emerging locations for HIMS services and solutions. We will also discuss talent, achieving operational efficiency under the current workplace challenges, the rising global demands for RCM and pharma solutions and services, as well as clinical trials in the Philippines. Day 3 is a hybrid event. So to all of you that have not registered yet, please do so, as we want to see you in person on November 11 at the Marquee Events Place in BGC. We will also have our HIMAP Awards immediately after the conference. So please do register and join us. Some topics to look forward to on day 3 would be the next phase for HIMS PH to be delivered by Secretary Ivan John of the DICT, who is a staunch supporter of our industry. I'm also excited to hear Noya Terrado's keynote about predicting the future of HIMS. I'm also looking forward to AAP International Dan Shobak, Senior Vice President, who flew in just to join us, and we'll be talking about the future of medical coding, certification, and compliance, moving past the credentialing challenges of COVID-19. And this year, we will have our first ever HIMAP Awards, wherein we will honor individuals and companies that have contributed to our industry's growth and success. We have the Stay Well Kaunlaran Award for Business Growth, DynaQuest Makabago Award for Technology Innovation, JBW Talento Award for HR and Recruitment, Accenture Sariling Aden Award for Filipino-owned company, Tenet's Pamayanan Award for CSR, Connect's Pinuno Award for Leadership Excellence, and Optum's Husay Award for an individual who has exhibited exemplary contribution to the industry. So you see, this conference will be one that will never be forgotten and will go down in the history of HIMAP as the first ever face-to-face event after the pandemic. Let me give a quick shout out to the HIMAP Secretariat, Cherry and Kathy, who despite the grueling months and the long nights still managed to look gorgeous. Thank you both of you, Kathy and Cherry. Good morning, and thank you once again to all of you who are here, our speakers, moderators, panelists, HIMAP, ExCom officers, and Board of Trustees. Thank you to my marketing committee, especially to JL Bator. To all our sponsors, thank you. DICT, thank you. And at this point, let the HIMSCON.ph 2022 conference begin. Thank you.
There you go. Thank you so much, Ms. Gail Macapagal. We did promise you, a fun-filled, and oh my gosh, the topics, if you guys have not yet seen it, the HIMAP team has made sure that we are going to make your 3 days with us really worthwhile with all these topics and all these breakout sessions. And as Gail mentioned, we will be having the awards night, and we're going to see each other face to face finally after a couple of years that we haven't seen each other. We're going to see each other. So please be there with us on the 3rd day, and don't forget to also register. That way we can make sure that you can definitely join us at Marquee Hall. Okay. Up next, we have our first plenary speaker. He is already here with us. We've already seen him. And we also had him last year, if you remember him. And so it's always an honor and a privilege to have him again. We are going to have the lead consultant for Roadmap of Everest Group. He is going to talk to us about the HIMS Roadmap 2028, the 6-year industry journey. Let's all welcome Mr. Prashay Kala.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to see everybody for the HIMSCON again. And thank you so much for the preceding speakers to set the context for this as well, right? I know we are at an interesting point in the growth of the healthcare services industry. This is also a critical year in which the roadmap has been created and a 6-year strategy has been laid out. So before we go into details of that, I thought I'll just spend a bit of time just talking about the roadmap, right? So this was a 6-month journey, which we at Everest Group had undertaken with HIMAP, IT-BPM, and other sector associations in the Philippines. Essentially, this engagement was aimed at understanding where should the industry head for the next 6 years. What are the challenges, what are the opportunities, and what are the best practices which should be employed to ensure there is sustained and high growth for the industry. Now, a large part of this was understanding how the global market is changing, but a big part was also understanding about how the individual companies in the Philippines are differentiating themselves with respect to global competitors. So over the next 15 minutes, what I'll be sharing is a brief overview of where we see the industry heading in the next 6 years. And sorry, if you could move to the next slide, please. And before we move to the next 6 years, I think it's also important to understand where the industry is so far. Now, the industry, as Vince had also mentioned, is about 160,000 FTEs. And this has grown substantially over the last 6 years, I would say, compared to the last roadmap. But what was important to see, and especially during COVID times and post-COVID times, is the industry has grown by a very, very high growth rate in 2021 and 2022. Now, while there were some years, 2017, 2020, where the industry growth rate was not that high, but in 2021 and 2022, what we saw was a resurgence in the demand of healthcare services globally. And then we saw companies in the Philippines really differentiate themselves with the quality of services provided and the resilience really displayed during the pandemic times, right? With a large scale movement to remote working. And at the same time, quality of services still being maintained or surpassed. I think that was a great period for the healthcare industry in the Philippines. What was also heartening to see is that the preference of buyers or clients towards offshoring has significantly improved in the last 2 years. So with the work being forced into a remote delivery mode, what we've seen is many services which global clients earlier used to think are not possible to be done or delivered in an offshoring context to such a high degree. Some of those perceptions have whittled away. And I think that was quite apparent in 2021 and 2022, where the healthcare services industry in the Philippines added over 12,000 jobs each year. In fact, our projections for 2022 state that the revenue has grown by 9% and the headcount has grown by 7.5 to 8%. So, 2021 was a phenomenal year. 2022, actually, the growth rate has been, similar or in fact even greater, right? But one of the key questions which came during the roadmap, I think from multiple people, was the fact that there is an upcoming recession and an upcoming slowdown globally, and more importantly in North America, which is a key market for the Philippines healthcare services industry. So what impact will it have on the industry growth rate going forward? And if you could move to the next page, please. What our analysis indicates is that whenever there is a recession, whenever there is a slowdown globally, yes, the industry is impacted a bit, but actually the offshoring and outsourcing industry benefits a lot during these trying times. We ran a survey with top 200 enterprises globally, and 70% of those companies said that they want to increase offshoring. And in fact, Asia Pacific and Philippines were the #1 destinations listed by these companies. In fact, a third of the companies said they want to move an average of 19% of their work outside the organizations, i.e. to outsource it, right? Another third said that they will move 5 to 10% of the work to an outsourcing model. And throughout this survey of key global clients, and this survey was just conducted a couple of months back, 83% of organizations say that they want to scale up in 2023, despite any impact of slowdown. Now, all of this tends to be very, very positive for the outsourcing and the offshoring industry. In fact, if we think a bit more about the recessionary conditions which are there globally right now, for the first time in history, what is happening in these recessionary conditions is that the unemployment rate in North America and Europe continues to be very, very low. Usually, typically in recessionary conditions, unemployment shoots up, there is excess of talent available. But for the first time in history, there is such a recessionary condition that there is no talent available in North America and Europe. And of course, this bodes really well for the Philippines healthcare services industry as well, because clients are simply unable to manage talent issues. They are unable to hire. The compensation, the cost requirements in North America are shooting through the roof. And in fact, with reduced consumer spending, so while at one end, there is less talent which is available to hire, at the other end, end consumer spending is decreasing, right? Which of course is necessitating organizations to cut cost. So through both of these factors, what is happening is that offshoring and outsourcing is emerging as the #1 strategic direction in which enterprises are planning to change their 2023 strategy. So I think the key message to take from here is that we will continue to see growth for the industry in 2023, in spite of recessionary conditions. If you could move to the next page, please. I think it's great to see, and I know Vince had recapped about the industry. And if we take actually 2022 numbers, the industry would have grown over 170,000 FTEs with 3.6 billion. And of course, these are just forecasts for this year. But this represents a more than 15% share in the global healthcare services market, right? So Philippines is still the leading destination for healthcare services. I mean, key differentiating factors still remain the large talent pool which are available for both clinical and non-clinical services, right? I think I would say in the last 6 months, so many of our clients who have assessed on the healthcare side, I think they end up choosing to expand in the Philippines, whether that's specialized talent, whether that's US registered nurses, of course, for which Philippines has the largest talent pool outside the US, or whether that's for other specialized services as well. I think Philippines is strongly emerging as a differentiator, particularly in the services which require more domain expertise and more clinical expertise. Of course, in some services which are more around the RCM side, billings, collection, there are some other geographies which compete with Philippines on the cost aspect, especially. But what we see is as companies look to expand and set up operations where end-to-end services are provided, I think Philippines clearly takes the lead, right? And with emerging services, I know Vincent Gale had mentioned about clinical trials, pharmacovigilance, all of these emerging as high growth areas, what we really see is that Philippines provides that sort of talent pool, which is unmatched really in any other geography. So if you could move to the next slide, please. Now, through the course of the roadmap, we had set a 6-year goal and a vision for the industry as well. And while this is for the overall IT-BPM industry, I think the goals and vision remain consistent for healthcare services as well. The aim of the industry in the next 6 years is to become the world #1 experience hub for digitally enabled and customer-centric services. Now, all of these also translate well into what is being tried on the healthcare side, whether that's more analytics, more personalization on the digital side, incorporation of new technology tools, or whether that's the differentiating factor of Philippines on the customer-centric side. And this becomes even more evident as now we start to see growth in at-home care, as we start to see growth in care management, and we start to see growth in virtual assistants and telehealth. So the Philippines' value proposition of differentiating itself on the customer-centric services, that marries really well with the domain expertise which Philippines has already built and made a name for itself on the healthcare side. The 6-year goal for the industry is to grow to 285,000 jobs on the healthcare services side. Now that's about 120,000 more jobs compared to the current size of the industry. And of course, the industry has taken more than 20 years to arrive at the 160, 170,000 FTE mark. What we are predicting is in the next 6 years, the industry will add another 120,000 jobs. That's a very high growth for the industry, which we see. In fact, revenues almost doubling to reach 6.7 billion by 2028, right? So fantastic growth on the revenue side. What this also implies is that we are seeing a higher increase in revenue than FTEs. That translates into more high complexity jobs, higher revenue jobs, something which we are seeing evidences of on ground as well. Now, with this pivot to deliver and become the leading destination for healthcare services, I think there is another component of an impact to be created by the industry as well. And that is about driving holistic growth. So growth, not just in Metro Manila, Metro Cebu region, but growth to provincial areas as well. And in fact, more the jobs which are created in the provincial areas, more equitable the spread and the impact of the industry will be. At the same time, we've seen the healthcare services industry in the Philippines also translate a lot of the learnings and best practices into the domestic healthcare services industry, of course, which creates far broader impact for the industry and the nation. Okay, if we could move to the next page, please. Again, just a recap of the numbers which we had. We have modeled 3 scenarios for growth. A conservative baseline and an aggressive scenario. When I say about the industry reaching to 285,000 jobs in the next 6 years, that's an aggressive growth scenario. In a baseline scenario, the industry reaches to 255,000 jobs. And in a constrained scenario, the industry reaches to 234,000 jobs. But these growth numbers are still, even in the most constrained of scenarios, these growth numbers are still higher than the growth which we saw cumulative in the last 6 years. So overall, I think the key message here again is that what we are witnessing is really Philippines being at the cusp of a mega cycle of growth, especially in the healthcare services industry. And across all IT-BPM services areas, healthcare actually is one of the fastest growing areas which we've identified in the Philippines as well. So very high growth, more than 10% growth expected on the revenue side, about 8 to 9% growth expected on the headcount side. Great. I know we've talked a lot about numbers, but if you move to the next page, we'll quickly talk about what we are seeing as some of the emerging opportunity areas. Sorry, can we move to the next page, please? Hello. Hi. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, hi, Prashay. We
Okay.
can. Hold on. There's just a lag with the internet signal. Give us a minute. Give us a second.
Great. No issues. I'll talk to the slide till then. I think what we really wanted to talk about is on the next slide is where we are seeing more growth globally happen, right? So from a payer market, we are seeing increased focus on member experience. Of course, payers are seeking to unify their member journeys across platform solutions, right? There's more personalization, more AI, more analytical tools. And a lot of this is to do with, coordinated digital omni-channel approach on the member experience side. With home-based care, that's another segment where we are seeing a lot of growth in. Here, of course, payers are increasing their focus in virtual care tools. There is currently a lack of knowledge and expertise globally, I would say, for virtual care tools. There is high fraud risks. So what clients globally are seeking is that seeing when nursing talent also has this ability to engage with customers in a home-based setting, right? Of course, another thing which the Philippines will clearly be a market leader in. And of course, on the payer side, the next big theme for us is the rising enrollment in Medicare Advantage and other similar plans, right? Of course, again here, payers looking for advanced analytical solutions, services, seeking to understand how they can improve care management and risk stratification, right? So all of these, again, on the payer market remain important themes for the Philippines to tap into. On the provider side, I think the main theme remains the expansion of the buyer network. So far, while the market was driven by health systems and hospitals, what we actually see over the next few years is physician networks and clinical practices, that segment to gain significant traction. Now, on the other end, consumerism on the buyer side, and that's expected to be another big driver of growth. Again, telehealth, virtual health, improving patient access, those remain key changes which global buyers are seeking, right? But the last segment which we wanted to talk about was more life sciences. And that remains a segment where we believe Philippines can cover a lot more ground into as well, right? I think Gail already mentioned clinical trials, especially decentralized clinical trials, which again take an advantage of virtual platforms and other technologies, right? That's one area where we see a lot of growth happening globally. Many enterprises are actually looking to outsource this significantly. And of course, with cloud, IoT-based systems, this creates a big opportunity area for the Philippines to grow in. And generally, as we talked about on the buyer side as well, the small and mid-sized enterprise segment here, again, that's where we expect to see a lot of growth, especially on the medical devices front, which is emerging as a key growth area globally. Okay, if you could move to the next page, please. Now, I know we've talked a lot about what are global growth areas, what are growth forecasts for the Philippines. I think it's also important to understand that the industry also needs to act on multiple areas if it needs to be at the forefront globally. A large part of the challenge is getting access to qualified talent at scale. So this is not just about clinical talent. This is not just about graduates with healthcare specific courses. This is also about digital talent. And digital talent, again, we see it in two types of digital talent, right? Talent which is familiar with digital tools and technologies, but is primarily domain-centric, or talent which is actually working on creating, and these are analytic solutions, these are cloud, cybersecurity, those kind of components, right? So on both of these sides, there is still some way, and I think a lot of effort which has to come from the industry side to really grow the talent pool side. In terms of existing employees, with the shift in the nature of services being coming from clients, there's a lot of focus which needs to be on upskilling talent. In a lot of places globally, what we are seeing is special, because it's really hard to come by with domain expertise in talent, right? So people really focusing first on getting domain expertise talent, for example, nurses, people who are familiar with clinical domain, and then investing to upskill them on the digital side. Because it really doesn't work the other way around. It's really difficult to get tech talent and then upskill on them on the domain side. So Philippines already has a good base of domain expert of talent, which is familiar with the domain. So more focus on upskilling, especially with digital technologies and on digital areas. I think that should remain as a key focus area for all companies. And of course, I think we talked about growth more in provincial areas. All of this had been tied to roadmap suggestions, which we had for HIMAP, IT-BPM, and other sector associations. And I think the next page really provides a summary of where the industry is focusing on in terms of changes. So if you could move to the next page, please. What this essentially summarizes is that there are 4 pillars of, okay, I'm still waiting for the page to change. Yeah. So 4 pillars in which the industry is essentially focusing on for the next 6 years. First and foremost being policies and regulatory support. A lot of these changes were around ensuring hybrid is easily adopted, ensuring that incentives continue to be in place, ensuring that ease of doing business is really a focus area. And we are seeing that the sector associations, industry associations have actually achieve their immediate asks, right? So, more flexibility on hybrid, that's already been achieved. More discussions for continued hybrid and continued incentives, that's already in play with the government. On the second aspect, talent development, the key recommendation from our side was implementing a national upskilling program, increasing the capacity in colleges and universities, and boosting the employability of the graduates. I think it's heartening to see that discussions with the government have already started. There are various sector councils being created with the government, academia, and the industry associations actively participating in this. So we are already seeing some traction. We are seeing definitely a lot of resonance of these ideas with the government and with the relevant government departments as well. So definitely it looks like there will be significantly more investment in this in the coming years. On the infrastructure side, this is a combination of ensuring that the real estate companies are attuned to the new work models, as well as the telco companies provide faster and better internet quality. I think through the last 3 to 4 months, we have seen announcement through most of the telcos, whether that was about fiber, 5G. I think plans have already been announced by most companies. Government has supported them. So great to see development on this side as well, right? And the last aspect of our recommendations was around marketing and brand positioning, where a lot of effort has to go into rebranding the Philippines, showing it as a destination of higher value, complex, and digital services as well. I'm pleased to state that this is something which is already under progress. There is a new value proposition which is underway and which will be launched in the next month or 2. So with that, I would summarize by saying, I think there's a lot of growth which we see in the industry, but it's great to see that a lot of these action items are already being implemented at some scale. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prashay Kala. Very interesting talk points that he shared with us today. And being a Filipino, I'm very excited to hear everything that he had to say. We have the biggest talent pool outside the US for clinical and non-clinical BPS delivery, and it's unmatched. We can strengthen our position as a global healthcare services delivery location. I really liked hearing that we need to see growth in the provincial areas as well, because I am coming from Mindanao, and I can say yes, we do need to see that as well. And of course, a national upscaling program, which I believe even one of our sponsors, DICT, can definitely help us in that front, right? So, okay, we've got good stuff already that came from Mr. Prache. I'm now excited to hear our next speaker. We also had her with us last year, so it's very exciting to hear, that they're going to be our speaker again this year, or our panelist and our moderator. So we want to thank you so much for just sharing your valuable time with us. I'm sure you're excited to hear from her as well. And we've got our second plenary speaker coming right up. She is the Managing Director and the Technology and Health Industry Lead of Accenture Philippines. She is going to talk about the evolving technology requirements and the rising global demands for healthcare IT solutions and services. We know her already from last year. If you're meeting her for the first time, have a listen. Ms. Julie Atendido.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for that very nice introduction, Shayla. I hope everyone has a great morning today, start of the day. And the previous speaker, Prashray, actually alluded to what I'm going to cover for today. So without further ado, let me, all right. The other, I couldn't share my screen right now. Okay, thank you very much for this. Thank you for sharing my screen. So, all right, so I will cover about the global changes in technology, business opportunities, and the growing emerging locations. But I'd like to focus more on the growing business opportunities. So from a business opportunity standpoint, it has significantly evolved in the last decade, and we are in the new decade of digital transformation. This is actually a defining moment in the healthcare industry. And this year, Accenture Technology Vision is called Meet Me in the Metaverse. And because these opportunities are now shifting to metaverse continuum, a spectrum of digitally enhanced worlds, realities, and business models prepared to revolutionize life and enterprise in the next decade, which is a great impact in terms of the healthcare industry, right? And that means that we are in a new environment now where we set technologies makes it possible for people to have persistent shared experience in a location that's both physical as well as digital at the same time. So imagine if a group of doctors or nurses or clinician wants to learn how to do a new operating room procedure. They have to go to a place and physically practice simultaneously. So that's the practice right now. The available technologies make it possible for them to not only be in the same place at the same time, but allow them to do things like look at the patient or to have a conversation with someone about what an outcome might look like in the middle of learning procedure. So this way of life seems futuristic, but it's already on its way here. All right, let's move on to the next slide. So just as when the internet first arrived, healthcare businesses must now push through a new wave of technology disruption. So especially while understanding that the metaverse is not an end of state or a discrete technology, rather it is an evolving set of possibilities for how we live our life. And in your screen right now, what you're seeing is that 97% of healthcare executives we talk to believe that continuous advances in technology are becoming more reliable than other areas, right? And as we build this new universe of healthcare, technology is the essential enabler. But we must not lose sight of the most important element, our people. So the previous talk about the importance of the talent, right? We can modernize care and humanize it at the same time. And this will require igniting the digital foundation that we are putting in place today and applying new radical human technologies to transform the future of the healthcare organization. And every healthcare leader will need to ask what will be their role in this new metaverse continuum? What will be the vision for succeeding in these future worlds while delivering equitable, accessible healthcare to all? Right, so let's dig in further. Let's move on to the next slide. All right. So what we have here is the outcome of our Accenture's annual research. We explored how today's technology innovations are becoming the building blocks of our collective future. So the trends investigate the entire metaverse continuum, if you may, from the virtual to the physical, across humans and machines alike. So the four trends that we have here, the first one is Web Me, putting the me in the metaverse. So this trend looks at how the internet is being reimagined with metaverse as an experience layer and Web3 as the new distributed data layer. In the metaverse, rather than viewing the digital content, people will be present with it. And with Web3, data will move with the person, with the patient, and not with the platform. So that's the first trend. The second trend is programmable worlds, our planet personalized. So this trend tracks how technology is being threaded through our physical environments in three layers. So connected, experiential, and material. And technologies like 5G, ambient computing, augmented reality, 3D printing, and smart materials are converging, I would say, sophisticated ways, turning the physical world into an environment that is smart, customizable, and as programmable as the digital one. It's an exciting point in the industry. The third one is the unreal, making synthetic authentic. So we are exploring the emergence of the unreal. This is a trend where our environments are increasingly filled with machines that are passively human. There is an increased use of synthetic data and synthetic content that can be both helpful and harmful. So we must look through a continuous lens of verifying authenticity. The last one is computing the impossible, new machines, new possibilities. This trend explores the outer limit of what is computationally possible. And there is a big disruptions in terms of how we can tackle grand challenges in the healthcare industry that once seemed insurmountable and impossible to solve. All right, let me double click into these trends and share some of the use cases. Let's move on to the next slide. So I provided a brief overview of the first trend where it says the internet is being reimagined and healthcare enterprises need to be ready for what comes next. It says 81% of healthcare executives say that the metaverse will have a positive impact on their healthcare organizations. And now the digital world has a new dimension of interactivity. Metaverse and Web3 innovations are transforming the underpinning and operations of the virtual world. So instead of the internet as a collection of sites and applications, the metaverse will be the 3D environment in which moving from work to a social platform can be seamless as walking from my car to a doctor's office. So there are actually two dimensions of these innovations. The first one is Internet of Place, where we create a new experience layer. An example for this is Microsoft Mesh, which allows users to share experiences from anywhere on any device through mixed reality applications. So these technologies can use to train clinicians more robustly and enable more lifelike virtual therapeutics. The second dimension is Internet of Ownership. So we're creating a new distributed data layer where data can be owned, validated, and authenticated by the individuals and items who are represented by the record. So what will be the future view? So imagine a doctor checks on his patient in the hospital. So he notices one woman is healing very slowly from a simple laparoscopic surgery. So the clinician takes his concern to the metaverse, going back into a time to witness a previous abdominal surgery that this patient underwent. He pulls up the surgical video to show the patient, and they both see that the area that is healing slowly had developed a scar tissue from the former surgery. So a week later, after the discharge, the patient seamlessly carries her personal health data to a physical therapist who demonstrates exercises in an immersive environment. So in the photo that I have here, it simulates a tropical beach setting. And at the end of the physical therapy session, the therapist fast forwards to the future to show the patient how she will be moving 6 weeks from today. And this is the future of healthcare metaverse. And today's efforts around metaverse and Web3 are creating the next version of the internet. It reinvents digital experiences and how data is owned, moved, and is used across these experiences. And in the process, we are changing the future of healthcare delivery and ways of working in the enterprise by forming new means of interaction between the healthcare providers, the payers or insurers, and the patient. Let's move on to the next slide to go to the second trend. All right. So while the metaverse is about leveraging the immersive experience of the virtual world, the programmable world is about building the next version of the physical world in healthcare. And 94% of our healthcare executives agree that we will push the boundaries of the virtual world to make it more real. And the programmable world tracks how technology is being threaded through our physical environments in increasingly, I'd say it again, sophisticated ways, right? So it projects how conversions of 5G, ambient computing, augmented reality, smart materials, and more are paving way for businesses to reshape how they interact with the physical world. So as technology becomes part of the fabric of our environment, it allows us to treat our environment more like technology. So it's unlocking unprecedented fidelity, I would say, of control, automation, and personalization. So a use case that I have here is, imagine a visually impaired patient had a kidney transplant. So the organ has been 3D printed to be compatible with the patient's genetic composition. So as the patient recovers, everything about the hospital room adapts to the person. So we will see the furniture in the room talks so that the patient can freely or safely navigate in his way to the restroom. The music automatically adjusts to the patient's mood. The bed position moves at a scheduled intervals to reduce risk of bed sores. And as he recovers, the organ, the 3D printed organ, transmits regular updates to the clinician about electrolyte balance, about white blood cell count, so that interventions can occur immediately if needed. So this future sets new expectations for digital conveniences and environmental sustainability. And to achieve it, healthcare organizations will need a deep understanding of three different layers that comprise the programmable world. So that's connected, experiential, and material. And instead of going through the what's in it, I'll provide examples instead. So connected, an example for this is in Bay State Medical Center. They uses smart beds to monitor patients' breathing, temperature, pulse, and other vitals through sensor chips. And that data is transferred to devices for clinicians to act on. Experiential, on the other hand, an example that I have here is the Imperial College Healthcare in London, where the surgeons and doctors used mixed reality headset, it's called Microsoft HoloLens AR, to round on COVID-19 patients in the thick of the pandemic. So one clinicians would round while others could join virtually. And the early research showed that using the HoloLens reduced staff time in the coronavirus wards by up to 83%. Material, on the other hand, it's more physical material. An example is the NanoWear Simple Sense. It's actually FDA approved. It's a non-invasive undergarment which monitors multiple patient vitals such as heart rate, sounds, respiration rate, lung volume, physical activity, and they use the data, they analyze the data to predict risk of heart failure or lung disease, amongst others. So we are about to live in an environment that can physically transform on command, that can be customized and controlled to an unprecedented degree, and that can change faster and more often than we have ever seen before. And with this environment, a new arena for innovation and healthcare competition will be born. So the question is, are we ready, right, to support that? Let's move on to the next slide. The unreal is a trend where our environments and businesses are increasingly filled with machines that are passively human. So at the same time, people are coming face to face with bad actors using this technology. When I say bad actors, these are people who use deep fakes to bots and amongst others. So it actually ignites a growing concern that may turn into the biggest hurdle for healthcare enterprises looking for to grow their use of artificial intelligence. And these days we face questions like, what's real, what's not, and perhaps more importantly, when do we really care, right? So an example that I have here is to show the good and the bad of the unreal, right? So consider if a new COVID-19 variant were to emerge. Clinicians would use synthetic data to create artificial health records that replicate patient health history, vitals, chronic conditions, and other factors to determine the likeliness of certain groups to contract the variants. So they also simulate how it might spread. But soon after, bad actors infiltrate the synthetic records, populating them with false data that undermines the hard work of the clinicians. So deep fakes spread synthetic content on the social media that says, oh, certain populations are at risk when in fact there are not. So fear is escalated. Okay? Safety measures aren't taken in the right places. And this is just an example of the good and bad possibilities of the unreal world. So as areas like generative AI progress and AI models improve, healthcare enterprises are building the unreal world. But whether we use synthetic data or synthetic content in ways to improve the world, right? Authenticity is the compass and the framework that will guide us in the use of the AI in a genuine way. So ultimately, it will unlock new attitudes, I would say, towards and experiences with AI, and it can unleash the benefits of the unreal world. So the last trend that I have here is computing the impossible. So healthcare has several intractable problems that quantum computing could help solve by making sense of vast amounts of data. So for an instance, what if data could help us better treat diseases or predict outbreaks of viruses? So we are resetting the boundaries of traditional industries. So as we begin the computing the impossible, so we have quantum, we have biologically inspired, we have high performance computers. These are allowing companies to tackle grand challenges that once defined and shaped the very core of our healthcare industry. So as problems once considered impossible becomes ever more solvable, business leaders will be pushed to reimagine how to harness the next generation of computing power. So the use case that I have here is, imagine a new strain of cancer has mutated and is now showing up among patients with no family history or biomarkers. So imagine if supercomputers could process billions of clinical records coupled with synthetic data to yield insight on disease patterns. So the computational models simulate human models so pharmaceutical companies can get ahead of the mutation and develop a new drug formulary. And supercomputing capabilities allow the researchers to model short-term and long-term effects of the drug on patients. Doctors can understand a patient's probability of this strain early and develop a genetically customizable treatment plan. So imagine the power making the computing the impossible. So for decades, computers that could efficiently solve world's grand challenges have been nothing more than theoretical concepts, right? But they are rapidly improving, and their impact on industries, most fundamental problems and parameters can either be an industry-ending event, I hope not, or the biggest opportunity in generation. I would say the biggest opportunity. So what's next? So we have a lot of recommendations, but I'd like to highlight these actions to align ourselves into these opportunities, right? From a WebMe standpoint, it was mentioned earlier that the Philippines is the biggest in terms of providing healthcare services. Skills would be the very first one. Healthcare leaders will start identifying and working towards the metaverse and Web3 skills and capabilities as well. So creating metaverse experience may require 3D artists, game designers, and experts. So it's creating new role or new jobs for the Filipinos. The next one is programmable worlds. So in this area, we can explore future technologies on the material layer. I would say partnership with startups and universities is a good way to make certain that we are staying right at the forefront of the real world technology innovations. So it is critical that we test and learn new material layer technologies like 3D printing and smart materials, and revise the way we consider return on investment and what key performance indicators look like. The Unreal, this is a very sensitive matter. So one of the areas that we need to look at is policies. We have to prepare to deal with the challenges that arise using AI. Much of this space is yet to be defined. So where there isn't guidance, we need to define our policies based on our services, the products, our customers, and most importantly, our values. And then the last one, last but not the least, computing the impossible. So partnership. So we have to forge inroads with others. We can partner with organizations that are leading in charge in quantum computing in healthcare, from large tech companies to digital natives. This will be very key in terms of experimentation, exploration of future enterprise impacts. So in summary, these 4 trends or pieces make the metaverse continuum possible, and it creates a whole set of opportunities and jobs for the way healthcare is experienced and delivered that haven't been possible until we put them together. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, Miss Julie Atendido. Very interesting talk this morning, talking about metaverse and programmable world. All sounds very futuristic. Is it, close at hand? Is it really like a year, 2 years down the line? We're gonna wait and see what you guys have in store for us, especially the HIMS industry, right? Thank you, Ms. Julie. We will also have a chance to catch up again with Ms. Julie Atendido and Mr. Prashay Kala later on around 11:20. We do get to stick to the schedule today. But up next, guys, we do have breakout room sessions happening already. Very exciting. We have 6 breakout sessions happening. 2 are up and coming already. In the first breakout room, we're going to be talking about pivot to Asia and Australia markets, exploring new locations for PH HIMS services. For those of you who want to listen in on that breakout session, I'm going to open the breakout rooms in just a little bit. So you're going to go ahead and join that. There's also another breakout session happening where we talk about the pivot to the European market, exploring new locations for PH HIMS services. So again, breakout 1 is pivot to Asia and Australian markets. Breakout 2 is pivot to European market. So if you are interested in any of those two, I'm opening the rooms right now. So what you can do, for those of you who joined us last year, I hope you remember how to do it. So for the first breakout room, let me just share with you who our panelists and our moderators are going to be. Miss Dita Mathe, PTIC Tokyo, is going to be a panelist, and joining him is Alma Argayoso, PTIC Australia, with attorney Carla Greco, PTIC Singapore, and of course, Anthony Rivera, PTIC Taipei. The moderator in that room is JL Butor. He is the BD manager of Point West Technologies Corporation. Of course, in breakout room 2, we have Raymond Batat of PTIC Geneva, Michelle Fatima of PTIC London, Michelle Fatima Sanchez, that is. Of course, Catalina Banzones, PTI Paris, and Nick Bautista, PTIC Berlin. The moderator in that room is going to be, you've heard him a while ago, our president, the Vice President of HIMAP, of Advanced Road Solutions, rather, Mr. Vincent Remo. So if you guys are interested to join those rooms, I've opened them up already, so you can go ahead and join them. We will share the instructions with those of you that perhaps still can't seem to find their way in our breakout sessions. We have the instructions over here, and I'm also going to walk you through it. So if you see, we've opened the breakout rooms, and it's going to ask you if you want to join them. You're going to choose which ones to join. All you need to do is hover beside the topic. You're going to hover your mouse beside the topic, and you're going to see join on the right-hand side of that breakout room. Okay, so breakout room 1, pivot to Asia. If you see that and you want to join that, Asia and Australia, you're going to click join. And the other room, pivot to the European markets, you're going to hover over that title, and on the right hand side, you're going to see join. You're going to go ahead and click that as well. I see some of you are already joining, so that's great, but I still see around 40 people who haven't joined just yet. Okay, there's also another way. If you guys didn't see the invitation, what you can do is hover your mouse. You're familiar with Zoom, as we all are. You're all here. You're all here. So what you're going to do is hover your mouse over the bottom panel. And so you're going to see mute, stop video, share screen. So if you see these things, you're going to see the 4 squares as well that say breakout rooms. We have that. I'm showing that right here. So you're going to click that, and you're going to click join. Okay, so I'm seeing 39 people still here out of 100 plus people who are already in either side. So I still have around, okay, a couple more people, 37 people. Okay, so that's one way to join. And of course, the last way to join is, again, if you can't see the 4 squares, you're going to see 3 buttons with a word more underneath it. Okay, and if you click more, you're going to see breakout rooms, and you're going to click breakout rooms. I'm actually doing that as I talk to you. You're going to see the breakout rooms, and you're going to see join room. Okay, so again, you're going to join those rooms, 1 or 2, because what's going to happen is if we don't see it, guys, I'm going to have to assign you. Okay, and you're going to have to walk out of there on your own. Walk to that room on your own. Okay, I see just 22 people left, so not a lot anymore. Okay, so again, I'm going to share with you the instructions. Okay, great. I'm seeing a lot more people leave. I've got 18 people left in this plenary hall here with me. So for those of you who don't know how to do it, well, congratulations. We're all going to learn something new today. Okay, so you're going to see the breakout rooms. Okay, 1 and 2, I'm sharing it here in the instructions. So what you have to do is just join the breakout session. You're going to hover over the title and click join beside the topic. Okay, good. I'm seeing a lot less people. I'm just seeing 9 people. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. So I'm seeing Randy, Ryan, Nicola, Rachel, Sel, Pasky, just a couple more people. Go ahead and join the rooms that you want to join. Okay, Rachel, you want to be assigned to room 2. Okay, you've gone there. That's good. Okay, Rachel 2. Okay. All right, Twinkle, Pasky, Sel, Nicolo, and Ryan, please let me know. Okay, Sel, you want to be assigned to room 2. Let me get that for you. But if you can go ahead and go there yourself, that'd be great. Help me out. Help each other learn something new. Okay, I've got 4 people left. Ryan and Nicolo, good 3 people left. Gerald, room 2. Go ahead, guys. You can choose your rooms freely. Fantastic. Excellent. All right, we have everybody. Direct Con, if you may, go ahead and there you go. Thank you. Hi, Clarence. How can we help you?
I'm wanting to join breakout room 2, but nobody's answering and helping me. I just got an invite for breakout 1. I've been texting everybody, but no, I'm not getting any response.
My apologies, Clarence, because we had to go to the breakout room as well to check that everything is going well. Let me see. I advance into. Wait, hold on. With me, yeah. Clarence, which room did you want to join?
Room 2.
Okay, hold on. Give me 2 seconds here, okay? because I'm trying to look for your name as well. Clarence, you're already assigned to breakout room 2, in fact, but you're here. So what can you tell me what you're seeing in front of your screen so I can try and help you out?
It says join breakout room 1, and then I click it. The invite is for room 1. That's the only thing I'm getting. I'm not getting invite for room 2.
Okay, so if you can help me out, okay, you go to the bottom of your screen. Can you see mute, stop video, share screen? Can you see those?
Yes.
Okay, good. So can you see more?
Yes. No, there's no more. There's none.
There's none anymore. Okay. Okay, can you tell me what you see at the bottom panel? You can tell me if you see mute, share screen, ano yung nakikita mo?
Share screen, record, join breakout room.
Ayan, so if you click join breakout room, ano yung nangyayari?
1, Asia and Australia.
Okay, and then if you go down pa, baka makita mo yung 2. You scroll down. Nakikita mo ba yung scroll down? Clarence? Okay, he joined. Okay. Thank you, Kong.
There's no option for breakout room 2.
Okay, there you go. So you can join that.
There's no option for breakout 2.
Okay. So ito, di ba nakita mo na yung title ng breakout room? Nakita mo na, di ba?
Yes.
Shaila.
Punta ka dun sa right hand side niya. You hover your mouse dun sa right side nung title mismo. Nakita mo? Clarence?
Hello?
Did you see it? Diba?
Yes. There's an option for join breakout room, but every time I click it, it only allows me to go to 1. That's what I can say.
Yes. Pero dapat pwede ka eh. Bakit kaya ganun? Because you're the only one that's left here. So wait, let me
look. That's why I can join too. That's why I'm saying. There's no option. Okay. Now what happened? Now I can join. What happened?
Actually, alam mo, when I look at it also, I'm trying to move you, but it also just says, it's just you that I can't seem to. Clarence, ganito. Can you leave? Can you exit and come back? And then let's try again. Because I don't know why I'm not seeing the option to move you. Clarence? Hello? Hello? I don't think he was able to move on. Clarence? Hi, Anthony. I'm Attack, A. Juanilio, Margaret Velasquez. Our breakout room sessions are open. If you can go ahead and join them, they've already started. Again, I'm seeing 3 unassigned names, Anthony, I'm Attack, Jason, and Margaret Velasquez. Our breakout rooms are already open.
Yes, this is Jason from IMATech. I didn't see the section option from my Zoom. So can you please pass me to the section 1 room?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm the panelist for, I think it's 9:40. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Hi, Margaret Velasquez, can I help you? Okay, we've got everybody moved in.
Hi, Miss Shayla. Yeah, I only have the option to join the Asia, the first breakout room, I think. Let me check again. Because what I did was I left and then I tried to rejoin.
Ah, perfect. Let me know if you want me to move you to room 2.
Yes, same here. Michelle Alarcon, please move me to breakout 3.
Breakout. Oh, there's only 1 or 2. The pivot to Asia is 1, Asia and Australia. 2 is European.
Oh, all right. No worries. Thank you.
Okay. I can do that for you. So you want to be transferred to room 1? Okay. All right. I sent you the invite. You can join that now.
Morning.
Hi, Gilbert. Did you just arrive?
Yes.
Tyla. Gilbert, there are breakout rooms happening. Did you want to join them?
Hindi na muna. Siguro
Okay.
after na lang may talks.
Okay, sure. So feel free to just stay here this is the main hall, and then we have 2 breakout sessions happening right now. You can stay here. You can turn off your camera until it's your turn already for later.
Tapos when it's time for yung dun sa panel discussion, I will just go there. So
Yes.
how does it work?
So there's going to be, so like right now, diba, nasa plenary hall tayo. This is the main room. And then mamaya, mag-open ako ng rooms ulit. Like right now, there are 2 breakout rooms happening. I don't know, can you confirm with me, Gilbert, if you can see it at the bottom of your screen, yung breakout room na,
Yeah.
Yeah, ayun. So if you click that, you can see there's breakout room 1 and breakout room 2. Same thing mamaya. You're gonna see that, and then you're just
There's
going to,
only I was assigned to breakout room 1. Then later join na lang ako doon.
breakout room 1 ka?
Yung nakalagay doon sa ano.
Okay. What's your topic, Gilbert? So,
Hold
Gilbert,
on.
I'm also trying to remind you. Confirm with me.
I am
You're
in breakout 3
Yeah,
later.
that's correct. So that's going to be breakout room 1. So later,
Tapos yung after that, I'll be in breakout 5.
yes. So you're doing 2 pala, 2 sessions.
Back to back lang naman. It's not
Okay.
yeah.
Sige, so you can wait here. You can leave your camera on. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Enjoy later, Mr. Vertusho.
Thank you.
Shaila, Vince here.
Hi, Vince.
I don't have the option to go to the other breakout room.
Okay, let me check. Okay. To the second.
So yeah,
Okay, let me move you to the second.
thank you.
Can you confirm that for me if you got the invite? Vince? Okay.
Shaila, I think he's already in breakout.
Okay, good. Hi, JL.
Yeah. A lot of comments lang on how they can transfer. So
Okay.
we're just having when you mentioned about join breakout room, we click it and there's only one, so there's really no choice.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, okay.
I think this is not just for me. I think some other attendees.
Okay,
when they
okay,
click
okay.
the breakout room, they cannot see the room number 2.
Okay. All right. So we'll try again for the second.
Yes, yes.
And then what I can explain is what I did there was I automatically assigned you. So what we can do for the second, so you can choose, is I'll give them that option.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, JL. Hi, Anthony. Let me go ahead and look for you.
It's a beautiful thing. Change.
Anthony, I will move you to room 1. You have that option to do that now. Okay, you're welcome.
Hello, good morning, Shaila. I I should be in a separate panel discussion
Okay.
at
What is your
9:30. At 9:30.
at 9:30? Well, okay, great. We're just running a little bit late because I know the first speakers recorded their time and they extended. So we're just going to be running, I think, around 10 minutes late. But it's great that you're here. And you can wait here in the plenary hall, or if you want, we can move you in one of the breakout sessions. Would you like that?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay, so would you like to move? I have you assigned to breakout room 1, pivot to Asia and Australia market. Or I can
Sure.
also choose to move you to the pivot to Europe. Which one would you like?
I can go to breakout room 1.
1, okay.
I can go there. Thank you.
Okay, great. You can see the option to move there?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, bye. You're welcome. Hi, Anthony. I can see that you said you got moved out. Let me go ahead and check if I can help you out.
Yeah, Shaila, I'm using actually two devices. I have another one, my phone, that I used for earlier, but I'd like to, if possible, can I log in at breakout room one for this
Yes.
account,
Yes,
and then
absolutely.
later on I'll log in again for breakout room number two.
Sure, sure. Let me go
Thank
ahead
you.
and do
Thank
that.
you.
Can you see the prompt already?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Thanks, Anthony. Hi, Alfred and Michelle. We have two breakout room sessions. You can go ahead and join either one or two. Let me know which ones you'd like. Or you can go ahead and join yourselves as well. That's the same with, yeah, with Miss Vec Basina. You may also go to the breakout room sessions happening right now.
Okay. For our breakout session, where you will be the speaker, what time?
Correct. You're
will it
actually
start?
supposed to come on around,
Breakout.
yeah, around this time, in fact, 9. But the first two breakout sessions extended. They're supposed to be until 9:40, but I know they're extending for around 10 minutes today. And so your session is going to be at around 9:50. But you can stay here, or you can choose to join the breakout sessions happening now. Just the first set, because yours is the second set, right? You're talking about adopting cloud and AI machine.
Yes, yes.
Yes, so you're going to be the second speaker. And so that's happening around 9:50 or
Okay.
9:55 at the rate that we're going right now. So you can choose to stay here. That's fine. You can also choose to join the breakout rooms.
Okay. So the breakout room that I'm joining will be the breakout room later.
Yes, the breakout room that you're joining now is the one that's going on right now. So right now we're talking about there's pivot to Asia in breakout room 1, and then there's Asia in Australia rather, and then breakout room 2 is pivot to the European market. If you want to join that, you can go ahead and do that.
Okay. But I can stay here.
Absolutely. Stay here, have your coffee, have your breakfast, whichever makes you happy.
Okay. Thank you.
Cheers. Miss Basina, can I confirm if you're still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
I'm receiving a message that you just updated your PowerPoint deck. You will have the option to share that.
Okay. Okay. So I can do the sharing later.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Mr. Anthony Rivera. Is this your second gadget that you were talking about? Okay, there you go. Oh, Miss Michelle, we currently have the first two breakout sessions happening, and they're going to extend around 10 minutes. So you can either choose to stay here where we are, the plenary hall, or you can choose to go to any of the two breakout rooms happening right now. Breakout room 1 is a pivot to Asia and Australia, and breakout room 2 is pivot to the European market. So you can choose any of those for now, or you can choose to stay here in the plenary hall. That's fine too.
Hi, Sheila. This is
Hi.
Gilbert.
Hi,
Just let me
Gilbert.
know when it's time to go to the other room for the breakout 3.
Okay, that's fine. Because what we're going to do in a little bit is we're going to close the current breakout rooms, and then
Okay.
we're going to reopen them again for your breakout sessions. So you can stay here in the plenary hall, and you can wait for your turn because they should
Okay.
be wrapping up in the
Yeah,
room.
it's because it's 9:40.
Yes, I understand.
wanted to be prompt.
I know. Thank you. And thank you. We really appreciate that. I just know that breakout rooms 1 and 2 extended for 2 minutes. So my apologies.
No worries, no worries.
Thank you. Michelle, I can read them to you. Your timings are supposed to be the next breakout sessions is happening 9:40 to 10:20. And then after that, immediately 10:20 to 11 o'clock is the last breakout session. But by the looks of it, we are running 10 minutes late. So instead of originally 9:40, that's going to be 9:50 to 10:30 and then 10:30 to 11:10. You're welcome, Ms. Michelle. Sir Gilbert, Miss Vic, just to let, and Miss Michelle, just to let you guys know, I'm being told that it looks like breakout rooms 1 and 2 are extending for another 15 to 20 minutes. So you can just leave your laptops as is and do anything else around the area of where you are. That way you're not waiting in front of your computer for so long, but that's just to give you an update that we have around 15 to 20 minutes according to our panels and our speakers inside the current breakout rooms 1 and 2.
Sheila,
Yes.
just to ask, is my background correct or do I need to mirror it?
Let me go ahead and check that for you. Let me see. Mr. Gilbert. Can I see it again? Can you turn on your camera? Mr.
Yeah.
Gilbert?
Sorry. Yep, that's
Yeah,
it.
no, that's fine.
Is it?
Yes, this is correct. That's perfect.
It's correct. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful thing. Change. Embrace it, and your business can improve our climate. Give more people a place to call home. Inspire a global workforce to be a force of innovation and growth, and help reduce food waste and combat hunger. See how the value we bring to your business can create more value in our world. Accenture, let there be change.
Accenture helps the real me to absolutely shine. And I'm so glad that I work in a place where I can freely express myself and be proud of who I am.
I have access to tools and training that help me overcome challenges at work. I am excited to have opportunities to showcase my talents and skills every day.
As a working mom, Accenture helps me balance my time between family and work. I feel empowered and in control of my career and personal life. The learning opportunities we have are incredible. I can constantly learn and build new skills that prepare me for a future.
I love how in Accenture I can customize my trainings based on my roles, interests, and passion. Really helps me steer my career in the right direction.
I know that my well-being is as important to Accenture as it is to me. Learning resources like Thriving Mind help me take better care of myself. I am not just growing as an employee, but also as a person.
It's a beautiful thing. Change. Embrace it, and your business can improve our climate. Give more people a place to call home. Inspire a global workforce to be a force of innovation and growth, and help reduce food waste and combat hunger. See how the value we bring to your business can create more value in our world. Accenture, let there be change.
Accenture helps the real me to absolutely shine. And I'm so glad that I work in a place where I can freely express myself and be proud of who I am.
I have access to tools and training that help me overcome challenges at work. I am excited to have opportunities to showcase my talents and skills every day.
As a working mom, Accenture helps me balance my time between family and work. I feel empowered and in control of my career and personal life.
The learning opportunities we have are incredible. I can constantly learn and build new skills that prepare me for the future.
I love how in Accenture I can customize my trainings based on my roles, interests, and passion. Really helps me steer my career in the right direction.
I know that my well-being is as important to Accenture as it is to me. Learning resources like Thriving Mind help me take better care of myself. I am not just growing as an employee, but also as a person.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the main plenary hall. We do still have breakout room 1 session going on. I am told we're just going to give them a couple more minutes, around 5 minutes, and then they should be able to join us back here. So first up, I would apologize. I thought I was able to choose the option where you are able to choose which breakout rooms you join, but I found out later on that apparently that was not the option that I chose. So I had just a few people, like 3 people, come in and ask me to retransfer them to another room. And so that's fine. So my apologies for that. For the second set of breakout sessions, after I close the rooms for this one, I'm going to make sure I do that option that you guys get to choose the topics that you want to join. Okay. And then if you have problems, feel free to either use your mic or use the chat, and I'm going to help you go to the breakout rooms of your choice. Of course, if you can do that on your own, that would be excellent as well. Okay, and so for the next breakout sessions, while we're waiting for them, let me just share with you guys what the next breakout sessions is going to be about. Let me go ahead and read them for you. For breakout room 3, okay, we have adopting cloud and AI machine learning, operationalization, and its impact to global and local healthcare industry. That's the topic. The speaker is going to be Maria Victoria Basinik. She's already here. She came in really early. Thank you so much. She is the Chief Technology Officer of Point West Technologies Corporation. For our panelists in her room, she's going to be joined by the Head of Product Management and Network Solutions, Mr. Gilbert Bertuccio. From Converge ICT, the Product and Innovation Head of Eastern Communications, Mr. Edsel Paglilinawan, and of course, the moderator for that room is Mr. Randy Knutson. He's the President and CEO of DynaQuest Technology Services. If you'd like, while you're, okay, you can join breakout room 1 if you'd like, or have a coffee, or take your time, and maybe this is the time you can go to the loo, or grab, a sandwich, or perhaps something to eat. Make yourselves up for somewhere you need to be later on. Just a few more minutes. If you can be just a little more patient, we're being told from breakout room 1, just extending a little bit more. Reminding also for the next breakout sessions, just to make sure we try to finish on time, to keep it at, I know we said 40 minutes, but because we're running late, if you could keep it at 35, that would be great. We won't extend that much. But if you feel like it's going on great, I really want to ask the moderators to help us with the timekeeping this morning. For the breakout room 4, there's going to be one speaker, 2 panelists, and 1 moderator. And their topic for that breakout session is understanding smart hospitals and a fully connected hospital vision and why most aren't there yet. For that room, we have Mr. John Dave Duenas for the speaker. He is the president and CEO of Highbrain Development Corporation. For the panelists in that room, we have the Overseas Business Director from IMEDTAC, Mr. Jason Yao, and he is going to be joined by Dr. Dennis Santa Ana, who is the President and CEO of Makati Life Medical Center. Of course, for the moderator in that room, we have the BD Manager of Point West Technologies Corporation, Mr. J.L. Botor will be the moderator inside that room. So we're just waiting just a few more minutes so that I can finally close all the rooms and reopen them for the next breakout sessions, breakout session 3 and 4. You just give us a few more minutes. This is the perfect time, like I said, to grab yourselves a cup of coffee or water or just a refreshment. And of course, this is also that time that if you feel like you need to go to the loo, this could be that moment for you. Okay, once again, we're going to welcome you to HIMSCON PH 2022. There we feel free to write your comments. Like, yes, Vincent Ramon saying thanks, Randy. Cheers. Clarence, yes, HIMAP will share the recording after the event. It will be announced separately. Thank you so much for that. Let us know through the comment section if we can help, if there's anything we can do for you, or just want to say hi to everybody. That's great too. Okay, again, sharing with you the topics so that you can decide while we're waiting for breakout room 1 to finish. In breakout room 3, the topic is adopting cloud in AI machine learning, operationalization, and its impact to global and local healthcare industry. In breakout room 4, the topic there is understanding smart hospitals and a fully connected hospital vision, why most aren't there yet. So if you remember the topic of Miss Juliet and Guido, she talked about something about AI and why we most aren't there yet and how that can happen. So I think this would be a pretty interesting room to go to as well. And of course, breakout room 3, AI, cloud and AI and machine learning and smart hospitals. So everything that Miss Julie was talking about later on, maybe if you can listen to one of these 2 rooms, very interesting at this point. And I hope breakout rooms 1 and 2 prove to be worthy of your time as well. And we're wrapping up. I can see that we're wrapping up breakout room 1 already. So just be a little patient with us. We're getting there. We're getting there. We want to be done by lunch and make sure we all have the, good lunch here in Manila. So that's going to be exciting as well. All right. Almost there. Breakout room 1. We're telling them wrap up. And they are promising that they'll get it done already for us. Okay. So some of you are asking if we're going to be on time. We're running just a bit late. And if you can wait for us, we should be done with breakout room 1. Our team is making sure that breakout room 1 has 3 minutes left. There you go, 3 minutes. Perfect time to make that fresh cup of coffee for you guys. And of course, again, reminding you of the topics, just in case you don't know which one just yet. The topic for breakout room 3 is adopting cloud and AI machine learning, operationalization, and its impact to global and local healthcare industry. We have our speaker, Maria Victoria Basina, and she's already here. She's been really early. She's been waiting, and she's just so excited to have you guys today and just, talk about these things that is happening in the HIMSS industry. And of course, for the panelists, we have Mr. Gilbert Bertuccio. We also have Mr. Edsa Paglinawan, and of course, moderating that session will be Mr. Randy Knutson. And in breakout room 4, the topic is going to be understanding smart hospitals and fully connected hospital vision and why most aren't there yet. What can we do to get there, hey? And of course, the speaker there is already ready as well. Mr. John Dave Duenas is already here. Panelist for that room is Mr. Jason Yao and Dr. Dennis Santa Ana. And the moderator for that room is going to be Mr. J.L. Botor. Again, this is the perfect time for you to freshen up, go to the loo if you need, or have that cup of coffee or refreshment that you need. We're almost done with breakout room 1. Let me know in the comment section. You can also use your mic. You can turn on your videos if you'd like and say hello to some of the people you haven't seen in a while. After this one, for those of you who are interested to know, after the breakout session, because we have 3 of those happening, so 6 rooms all in all. So it's going to be exciting. After that, we're going to be talking about connectivity, the new backbone of healthcare. And we're also going to talk about the wins, losses, and current gains of the universal healthcare law and vision to help the Filipino patient. So just keep that in mind. We'll have that later on after the second and the third, or the third and the fourth rather, breakout sessions. Okay, once again, reminding just the next session panels, it's currently 10:16 and we're almost done. So if you can keep your sessions between 30 to 40 minutes, that would be great. If the moderators in that room can help us as well with timekeeping, Mr. Randy Knutson and Mr. J.L. Botor, to please make sure the sessions are contained within 30 to 40 minutes. All right, and close. There you go. So I am closing all the breakout room sessions already. They should be making their way back. Again, the rest of the participants are making their way back here. All right, and we're giving them 1 minute. We're giving them about 40 seconds to all go back to in this room. We want to welcome back our participants from breakout room 1. I hope you found that very insightful and a lot to think about. We have about 30 seconds. And again, saying hello again to our participants from breakout room 1 who just are starting to join us once again this morning. The next session is going to be breakout room 3 is adopting cloud and AI machine learning operationalization and its impact to global and local healthcare industry. And of course, in breakout room 4, they will talk about understanding smart hospitals and a fully vaccinated, fully connected hospital vision and why most aren't there yet. Okay, so a while ago, you guys were not able to choose which room. So that's what we're going to work on this morning. I hope you have already decided which topic to join, as I just change those topics. Okay, we are just deleting rooms. I just need to delete. Okay, we're just deleting rooms right now. Be patient with us. Okay. All right, and I am just typing in the breakout room 4. Okay. Okay, and we're just deleting rooms. This is the perfect time for you to get that cup of coffee. If you have questions, please let us know via the chat and our team is going to try and answer them for you. I am opening room 3 and 4 in just a little bit. Give me 1 more minute or less, depending on the speed of my fingers. Please be patient with us. I'm getting there. And we are opening those rooms for you in just a little bit. All right, we're opening these rooms so that you can choose. Okay, I've opened the rooms for you. You should be able to have the option to join room 1 or 3 or 4. Again, topic 3 is adopting cloud and AI machine learning operationalization and its impact to global and local healthcare industry. And 4 is understanding smart hospitals and a fully connected hospital vision, and why most aren't there yet. So we have opened these rooms up for you. Please go ahead and choose which rooms you'd like to join. We're going to post the instructions just in case you need help in finding them. Okay, so if you want to join these rooms, all you have to do is hover beside the topic, and you're going to go to those topics. Okay, great. If you want to join those rooms, again, you hover right beside the topic, and on the right-hand side, you should be able to see join. And if you're not seeing this, another option is for you to hover on the lower panel of Zoom, where you see mute, stop video, something that you're already very familiar with, and you're going to see the 4 squares, and underneath that, it says breakout room. So you're going to go ahead and click that, and of course, click the room where you want to join. We have only around 50 people, and it's subtracting while you guys go ahead and join the breakout room sessions. Okay, great. A lot of people are already starting to join. This is great. Again, if you don't know how to join, well, congratulations. This is the time where we're going to learn that, how to do that, right? Okay, Mr. Teddy Herbosa, can you confirm with me? You are already assigned to breakout room 4, and all you need to do is just join that room as well. Mr. Michael, let me go ahead and see if I can assign you. Let me go ahead and assign you to the connectivity breakout. Connectivity. Okay, it's room 4. All right, Mr. Michael Kimbao, I've already assigned you to that room. If you can go ahead and join that room. UHC law session is happening. Understanding Smart Hospitals is in breakout room 4, if that's what you were asking. But universal healthcare, if that was UHC, that's for later on. That's going to be the next breakout session. Okay, Sel, let me go ahead and check if I can help you out in that front. Okay, Sel, you have the option to join room 4 already. Again, rooms 3 and 4 are already open, so you can go ahead and join that. We have a few more people, just 26 more who have not joined their rooms yet. So you may go ahead. Again, we will post the instructions on how to join the breakout sessions. Okay, if you want to join the breakout sessions, you will see the topic on the left-hand side. And if you hover your mouse on the right-hand side, you're going to see the word join. So you're going to go ahead and click that beside the topic of your choice. And of course, one other option is if you see the breakout room, the 4 squares, you're going to click that as well, and it's going to give you the option to join. Of course, if you can't see any of these, one last option for you is if you hover on the lower panel of your Zoom, you're going to see where the mute is and stop video and more. You're going to click more, and then you're going to see the breakout rooms as well. You're going to click that and click the room where you want to join. So again, breakout room sessions 3 and 4 are already happening right now. So please go ahead and join those rooms already. Hi, Michael. Let me go ahead and try that again, okay? Okay. Michael, can you confirm with me? You are supposed to be in. Can you let me know if your topic is understanding smart hospitals and a fully connected hospital vision, or is it supposed to be adopting cloud and AI machine? Because if it's the connectivity room, you should have that option now. Can you let me know on the chat or through voice? That's fine too. I see. Michael, we are running late. So your next, it's going to be breakout room 5 for you, which is not open just yet. So breakout rooms 3 and 4 just started and they have 40 minutes. So because we're running late, yours is going to be running late as well, but you can wait here, no problem, or you can join the breakout sessions, whichever. You can choose to just turn off your camera and to stay here in the plenary hall, that's fine. You're welcome, Michael.
It's a beautiful thing. Change. Embrace it, and your business can improve our climate. Give more people a place to call home. Inspire a global workforce to be a force of innovation and growth, and help reduce food waste and combat hunger. See how the value we bring to your business can create more value in our world. Accenture, let there be change.
Accenture helps the real me to absolutely shine. And I'm so glad that I work in a place where I can freely express myself and be proud of who I am.
I have access to tools and training that help me overcome challenges at work. I am excited to have opportunities to showcase my talents and skills every day.
As a working mom, Accenture helps me balance my time between family and work. I feel empowered and in control of my career and personal life.
The learning opportunities we have are incredible. I can constantly learn and build new skills that prepare me for a future.
I love how in Accenture I can customize my trainings based on my roles, interests, and passion. Really helps me steer my career in the right direction.
I know that my well-being is as important to Accenture as it is to me. Learning resources like Thriving Mind help me take better care of myself. I am not just growing as an employee, but also as a person.
Eventually. Okay, so we have people in one breakout session coming back to the plenary hall. Welcome back. And of course, we're still waiting for one more breakout room session be done. They should be wrapping up already in just a little bit. I hope that you have found the first two sets of breakout room sessions, worthy of your time this morning. Again, we want to thank you for joining us. It's not lost on us today that you are spending your Wednesday morning with us. We have one more session of breakout sessions happening. In breakout room 5, we're going to talk one more, guys. One more. I'm so excited for you guys because, again, interesting topics made by the HIMAP team for you. They've worked so hard for this in the past few months, and just very excited to tell you about the next topics this morning. Breakout room 5, we are going to talk about connectivity, the new backbone of healthcare. Of course, in that room, we have speaker Gilbert Bertuccio. He is the head of product management and network solutions from Converge ICT. Panelists joining him in that room is going to be Mr. Michael Kimbao. He is the chief information officer of Point West Technologies Incorporated, and Mr. Suresh Murthy, the IT director of the Europe region of Cognizant Technology Solutions. The moderator in that room is going to be Mr. John Dave Duenas. When I say moderator, he's going to keep things interesting and also get the timekeeping for us this morning. We're running a bit late just because the conversations have been very, very interesting, very juicy even. So Mr. John Dave Duenas is going to help us with timekeeping in breakout room 5. In breakout room 6, another topic for you guys, we're talking about the wins, losses, and current gains of the universal healthcare law envisioned to help the Filipino patient. So go ahead and decide, which one's more interesting, connectivity, the new backbone of healthcare, or is it going to help you and your industry to listen in on the topic about the wins, losses, and current gains of the universal healthcare law envisioned to help the Filipino patient? The speaker in that room is going to be Dr. Teodoro Herbosa. He is a professor and chairman of emergency medicine at UP-PGH. Two panelists are joining him inside that room. Mr. Edison Dungo, who is the CIO of Manila Doctors Hospital, and Mr. Gabriel Alonzo. He is the Chief Revenue Officer of Highbrain. The moderator in that room is Mr. Alan Bacalian. He is a general and manager of SMS Global. As we wait for breakout room session 4 to close, they're almost done. They're wrapping up in that room. I want to thank Mr. Randy Knutson, who helped us close breakout room 3 that speedily. And of course, breakout room 4, we're just waiting for them. We have John Dave Duenas over there as well, who's the speaker and who's going to join us later on as a moderator for our next room. Again, for you, I'm so grateful you guys were able to transfer to your own rooms. Let us know, how was your experience in the second session? Type them in the comment below. Was it easy navigating for you in the breakout room? Did it help that you guys can choose? Let me know. Okay, there you go. So again, breakout room 3. Okay, easier. Thank you, Gail, for that insight. Let us know, has it been easy for you? How have you found the topics that we've had for you this morning? Let us know. Help me keep my energy up this morning. I feel so alone. Let me know how you guys are doing. Okay, through the chat, just, tell us how you were finding it this morning and what topics were you interested in? What were the insights that you gained that really helped you and could be helpful to you in your workplace, or maybe you and your industry? That would be great. We're waiting for breakout room 4 to finish, and they should be done in just a little bit. After our breakout room sessions, we're going to have one last plenary panel discussion to close off our morning. And it's interesting because they're also going to talk about global view of HIMS business opportunities. Sounds very interesting. And of course, they're also going to talk about the growing emerging locations for new HIMS services and solutions. I'm from Mindanao, and it would be really nice to see some of the emerging locations there be in our region as well. I know we need it. I hope you guys can see the potential in that as well. It'd be interesting to hear what our panelists will have to say about that topic later on. Okay, yay! Miko A. Solis says he's enjoying the session so far. Very insightful framework. Fabulous job, HIMAP team. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Miko, for joining us this morning. Anything else? Any other insights? Again, this is that perfect time as we wait for breakout room 4 close. This is the perfect time for you to grab refreshments, or perhaps you want to order, you want to go ahead and call Food Panda or order through your app for your lunch later on. And of course, I want to thank our sponsors. You can see them right here in the screen. We're showing it to you, our sponsors for the next 3 days. We want to thank these guys. Of course, DICT has been a huge help to us for HIMSCON.ph 2022. It's, of course, brought to us by Healthcare and for Management Association of the Philippines, co-presented by the ICT. I'm going to thank them. They're what made this possible, this event possible for you guys. If you want to see this happening more, please join our Facebook page. Make sure you like it, because that is where we add where our events are going to be. When is the next? Is it going to be online? Is it going to be hybrid? Speaking of hybrid, we have a hybrid event happening on the 3rd day. So there you go. We've got Legato, Shearwater Health, ADEC Innovations, Healthcare. For bronze, we've got Converge Business, Highbrain, and Point West. We have Eastern Communications, Lichu. Okay, it's going fast, but you can see them right here. We're showing you who our wonderful sponsors are. We want to thank you once again for your support. Without you guys, we wouldn't have made this possible this morning.